Hey guys, it's me. I'm gonna be heading out soon, but before I went, I wanted to go ahead and do my installment of Kathrina. Yesterday, I didn't post a video. Today, I will be posting a video I did yesterday of making a rutabaga, and I will be reading this installment of Kathrina. If I haven't already posted the video of rutabaga, I might do that before I post this one. I don't know. Um, I can say that after I made the rutabaga and I ate it, I liked it in little bits, but I couldn't eat all of it. I'm not a big fan of vegetables. I prefer meat. But anyway, JG JG Collins Kathrina. Um, let's get reading. The spell of inspiration lingered not, but ere it passed, I knew my destiny, the passion and the portion of my life. Though with the newborn consciousness of power and organizing and creative skill, there came a sense of poverty, a sense of power untrained, a skill without resource, of ignorance of nature and her laws and language and the learning of the schools. I could not rise upon my callow wings, but felt that I must wait until the years should give them plumage and the skill for flight, be won by trial. Then before me rose the long years of study interposed between me and the goal that shone afar, but with them rose the courage to surmount, and I was grit for toil. Then for the first, my eye and spirit that had drunk the whole, wide vision grew discriminate, and traced the crystal river pouring from the north, its twinkle tide, and winding down the vale, till doubling in a serpent coil it paused before the chasm that broke the frontal spurs of Tom and Holyoke. Then in a wreathing light sped the swart rocks and sought the misty south. Across the meadows, carpet for the gods, woven of ripening rye and greening maize, and rose clover blooms and spotted over with the black shadows of the feathery elms. Northampton rose, half hidden in her trees, lifted above the level of the fields, and none the less as a picture. At my feet the ferry boat diminished to a toy. With automatic diligence conveyed its puppet passengers between the shores that hemmed its enterprise, and one low barge, with white square sail, bore northward languidly. The slow and scanty commerce of the stream, eastward upon another fertile stretch of meadow sward and tilth embowered in elms, lay the twin streets and sprang the single spear of Hadley, where the hunted regicides securely lived of old and strangely died, and eastward still upon the last green step, from which the angel of the morning light leaps to the meadow lands fair her sat, caped, but kept by her many widowed colleagues, while from his outpost in the rising north bald, with the storms and ruddy with the sun of the long eons stood old Sugarloaf, gazing with changeless brow upon a scene, changing to fairer beauty evermore. Save of the river in my pleasant home, I knew not then the names in history, borne by these visions, but upon my brain their forms were graved in lines indelible, as on the rocks beneath my feet the prints of life in its first motion later years renewed the picture, and its outlines filled with the fair associations wrought the past and living present into fadeless wreaths that crowned each mound and mount and town and tower, the king of teeming memories. Nor could I guess with faintest foresight of the life which in the years before me I should weave, of mingled threads of pleasure and of pain, into these scenes until not one of all could meet my eye or touch my memory without recalling an experience that drank the sweet ichor of my veins. or crowded them with joy. At length I turned from the wide survey, and with pleased surprise detected nestling at the mountain's foot the cottage I had left, and on the lawn two forms of life that flitted to and fro. I knew that they had missed me, so I sought the passage I had climbed, and with the lamb still fastened to my wrist I hasted down. Full of the marvels of the hour I sped, leaping from rock to rock, or flying swift the smoother slopes with arms half wings and feet that only guarded the descent, the while my captive led me captive at his will. So tense the strain of sinew, so intense the mood and motion, that before I guessed the headlong flight was finished, and I walked jaded and reeking in the level path that led the lambkin home. My mother saw and ran to meet me. Then for long still hours crouched in a dim, cool room I lay and slept. When I awoke I found her at my side, fanning my face, and ready with her smile and soothing words to greet me. Then I told, with youthful volubility and wild extravagance of figure and of phrase, the morning's exploit. First she questioned me, but I was wrought each scene in circumstance and consistent form. She drank my words in eager silence, and within her eyes I saw the glow of pride, which gravity and show of deep concern could not disguise. I read her bosom better than she knew. I thus saw that she made discovery of something unsuspected in her child, and that, let me make sure, yeah, that's one page, and that by one I loved, and she the best, the fire that burned within me, the power that morning called to life were recognized. When I told my story and had read with the kindling pride my praises in her eyes, she placed her soft hand on my brow and said, "My Paul has climbed the noblest mountain height in all his little world, and gazed on scenes as beautiful as rest beneath the sun. I trust he will remember all his life that to his best achievement in the spot nearest to heaven his youthful feet have trod, he has been guided by a, a guileless lamb. It is an omen which his mother's heart will treasure with her jewels." When the sun of the long summer day hung but an hour above his setting, and the cool west wind bore from the purpling hills of his benison, the farewell courtesies of love were given, and we set forth home. Not far we fared, the river left behind. When looking back I saw the mountain in the searching light of the low sun. Surcharged with youthful pride in my adventure, I can never forget the disappointment and chagrin which fell upon me, for a change had passed. The steep which in the morning sprang to kiss the sun had left the scene, and in its place I saw a shrunken pile, whose paths my steps had climbed, whose proudest height my humble feet had trod. Its grand impossibilities and all its store of marvels and mysteries were flown away, and would not be recalled. The mountain's might had entered into me, and from that fruitful hour, whatever scene nature revealed to me, she never caught. My spirit humbled by surprise, my thought built higher mountains than I ever found, poured wilder cataracts than I ever saw, drove grander storms than ever swept the sky, pushed into loftier heavens and lower hells than the abysmal reach of light and dark, and entertained me with diviner feasts than ever met the appetite of sense, and poured me wine of choicer vintages than the fire hearts of kings. Okay, and that's where I'm going to leave off, and I don't know if I'm going to keep reading Kathrina. I might. I mean, on video, that is. I'm going to keep reading it privately, yes, but I don't know about on video. Um, but it's one of those poems that reminds me what I got interested in poetry for, um, which is, it's a deep, intimate, very old style poem. And my interest in poetry as a child was because of poems like this, poems that were from the 18th century and 19th century poetry, you know. Um, so really, old style, very English poetry. And so I'm glad I've gotten to share this with you in my little journey with Kathrina. I don't know if I will be posting a video tomorrow. Um, I will obviously be posting my vlogs on Mondays. I'm going to try and post them on Mondays. And then on Wednesdays, I will be doing my video game or whatever I decide to do. And then on Fridays, I don't know about every Friday, but like at least once a month, I will be on Shadow's Journey talking about my journey as a transgender person. So I don't know if I will be doing that this Friday or if I will start in January doing that since I've finished my 1 year video. And then, when the 2 year mark obviously hits, I will talk about it during that too. Um, but yeah, um, as for like my cooking videos and stuff, when I feel like making a cooking video or something random, I will post that whenever it's done. So that those will just happen randomly if as you guys show interest, and if you guys do show interest in having more cooking stuff, then I will schedule a day where I actually just do a recipe and cook. But anyway, love you guys, and later.